Would you ever be opposed to making $20,000 to teach English online? I hope not, because in today's video, I'm going to share exactly how I went from an absolute zero, nothing, to over $20,000 in 2022 on Amazing Talker. The first way that I started to build my Amazing Talker profile is going to come from a question. And that question is, do you have the hunger? Are you hungry for more? Do you have a vision for your online teaching career? Do you have the motivation? Do you feel like you have purpose? Regardless if it's a yes or no, in order to grow your Amazing Talker profile, to get started initially, you got to have the drive. You got to have some hunger deep inside of yourself, inside your soul. And that's what I had when I first started, because it was out of desperation. I knew that something was going to happen to Powfish, and I had to act immediately. Something that I had been putting off my Amazing Talker profile for 2 weeks. And finally, I got the nerve, the intuition to go for it. And thank God I did. Because if I hadn't done that in that moment, that day, I probably wouldn't be here sharing this video with you. Why do you need the hunger? Why do you need the motivation? Because there's 3 things. Number 1, you got to complete your online application. Number 2, you have to create a self-introduction video. If you need help on that, let me know in the comment section. And number 3 is you have to prepare for your demo lesson. You know? Now, it's not rocket science. The most important thing about online teaching is actually having self-awareness, being aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, and learning from our mistakes. But how do we learn from our mistakes? That's a good question. I'll get into that soon. But the second way that I was able to grow my profile on Amazing Talker to a double-digit salary in 1 year happened on my demo lesson. So when I went into that demo lesson, I had planned to do like a geography lesson, something kind of basic. And I had no idea who I was going to meet on the demo lesson. So I was really nervous. I was sweating, everything, you know? And there was traffic outside. But when I went into the lesson, the first 5 minutes, actually, I thought I blew it. I really thought I blew it. Because the stuff was not my documents were not loading on Zoom. And I wasn't really familiar with Zoom at the time. So there's a learning curve. Remember this, where you are right now today is not where you can be in 7 days, 14, 21, 28 days. Where you are today is not going to be where you are tomorrow. That's the amazing thing about life. We're always changing. Life is always in flux. Now, in that demo lesson, even though I had the difficulty, I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why it's not working. Let's just go ahead into it. And you could already see the look on her face, kind of like, not bored, not really annoying, but kind of like, I was expecting this class to be really good. What's going on with this teacher? But this is where you have to adapt. Adaptability and having adversity. I just went into it. And this was based on experience because I am a people person. I am extroverted. Now, I started the lesson and I just said, you know what? Forget about what I had planned. I threw it out the window. Let me just go ahead and connect with Kathy right now. So as I was asking her questions, travel questions, like I said, have you ever traveled abroad? And she said yes. And she started to tell me about her experience living in America. And then I taught her 2 expressions at the end of that demo lesson, at the end of the 10 minutes. And then at the end of the 10 minutes, she was super excited. She said that you are a wonderful teacher. Welcome to the team. Welcome to Amazing Talker. I was like, yes, that's it. Even better, She wanted to book classes with me. That was a huge kicker in the beginning. That was a huge boost in the beginning. I'm going to have to get onto this. This is number 4. I'm getting too far ahead, but selling a package, that's number 4. It's coming up. Make sure you stick around. So the last 10 minutes, as I was talking to Kathy after the demo lesson finished, she said that she wanted me to meet her mentor. And I was kind of like, what is this going on? I got to add you online. I got to add you on Telegram. I got to add you on WhatsApp. Like, is this some kind of hoax? Is this some kind of scam? But it wasn't. So stop the cynicism. The demo lesson is going to be a key ingredient to your success. If you need some more details about preparing for a demo lesson, be sure to contact me and let me know in the comments section, and I'll put you in the right direction, okay? Next, number 3, is you got to say yes to the demo lesson instructor. If somebody's inviting you to their mentor group, then go for it. There's times in our life where we have to question things, but if I was too cynical to listen to my demo instructor and then also to my mentor, which I'll be sure to get into in just a few minutes, again, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have over 336 5-star reviews on Amazing Talker. It's not just you, it's not just me, it's about the team that you associate yourself with on Amazing Talker. Now, yes, I am an official mentor. So if you're getting started and you're looking for a mentor to help you, be sure to let me know, and perhaps you could be a great candidate for my mentor team. I do have to screen and see if you are going to be, the cream of the crop. And if you're not, that's okay. You can build your skills. You can build your belief in yourself. You can also build your character traits, which is your personality in the lessons, which is everything. You could be the most knowledgeable person in English and be a grammar expert. But if you cannot connect with the student, how are you ever going to get your message across? That's why simplicity is golden. And that's something I have to attempt to do every single day. The next part is, this is part of number 3. So after that demo lesson, I got introduced to my mentor, Michelle, who changed everything. She changed everything for me. Not only she's one of the top earning mentors, but she plugged me into Amazing Talker, and she gave me the full download. And I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't got any secrets. I'm transparent as I can be. On a screen right now talking to you, you know what I'm saying? So my mentor was a huge part of my early success to get my target, to get my bookings up, and to meet new students. And another great thing was, because I did such a good job on my demo lesson, Michelle was asking if I wanted to join one of her group classes. And I was like, really? You don't care if I take one of your students? And she's like, no, not at all. I have 3 students. They're preparing for school examinations and school interviews in Hong Kong. We would love to have you come and showcase your teaching expertise. I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and do it. So I did the first 15 minutes of her group class, and one student of the 3 decided to start booking classes with me. Of course, I thanked her, but she didn't even care. That's why it's so important to find a mentor like myself, because I have a lot of students, because I don't teach kids anymore, and I still get tons of messages from parents saying, hey, I have a 6-year-old, I have a 7-year-old, I have an 8-year-old. Can you teach them? And I don't want to say no. So message me right now if you need students, because I got students that are waiting. You know what I'm saying? That's the amazing thing about Amazing Talker. There's so many students out there. You're never going to run dry. There's millions of students out there. Next part. Are you still with me? Do you want to sell a package? That's number 4. Why is selling a package going to help boost you in the algorithm? Well, if a student books one class, yes, your profile will go higher in the rankings. But the higher the number of lessons you sell in one package, that's going to also increase and advance your rankings in the Amazing Talker algorithm system. So crack that code and get a student to purchase 5 lessons, 10 lessons, 15 or 20 lessons. If you have to reduce your rate more than what's already been established, like if you're charging $10 for 50 minutes or $15 for 50 minutes. I started at 15 per 50 minutes, but that's also because I already put in 10,000 hours of online teaching experience. Otherwise, I probably would have priced myself maybe $10 an hour or $7 an hour just to get my feet wet. So remember this, as you're just starting on Amazing Talker, if your heart, your mind, and your soul is passionate about online teaching, then it's going to be a wonderful experience for you. I knew a guy named David. I've met through my YouTube. You might be watching the video right now. So what's up, David? No experience. An American native English speaker with no online teaching experience is now fully booked in 3 weeks. And I didn't even have to do that much. I just got the demo. I did the demo lesson with David, gave him a few pointers, and that was it. You know why? Because it takes a people person to really connect with students online. And if you can connect, as I've mentioned, the interpersonal relationship skills that you are building every day is going to impact your performance and your booking abilities. Because it's not like VIP Kids, it's not like a Palfish and all those other online ESL companies. You got to market yourself. You got to prepare lessons. You got to do the feedback reports manually. But you know what I've also realized is that those online teaching companies that have everything ready to go for you, it's actually going to work to your detriment. It did me. That's why it took me that's why the first 2 to 3 weeks that I was on Amazing Talker, I made a lot of mistakes. Students said goodbye to me. Some parents said goodbye because I wasn't really prepared. I just didn't have much together, you know what I'm saying? But through hundreds and hundreds of hours, over 1,000 hours of experience in researching, searching online, filtering, and sifting through what my students need to learn, I became a better online teacher. And now I've shifted from teaching online kids to teaching 18 and over adults, primarily for IELTS and TEFL exam preparations, so that people can live, work, or even study abroad in native English-speaking countries. So, let's get into the next part. Number 5. This is kind of a no-brainer, but I can't tell you how many times I've checked people's profiles and the calendar's not open. You got to open your schedule, please. How are you going to get booked if your schedule's not open? Come on, please, I'm begging you. 7 days a week, 5 days a week, at least. And the one thing my mentor said to me repeatedly, even if you cannot teach on Saturday or Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or whatever day, because it is online teaching freedom, that's true. You need to at least keep that schedule open for 3 hours. Why? Because if you don't, the Amazing Talker system recognizes that you're not available, you don't have your start tutoring, you're not recruiting new students, those little buttons at the bottom of your profile, your home profile, not your teacher profile page. The thing that I just want to briefly mention to you is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That when you have all of your needs met, everything else can flow together the right way that it needs to. But if we're missing some of our basic needs, that's when we can get into the monkey mind. That's when our ego can take over. So, this is something I've had to teach myself. When I first started Amazing Talker, I told you, When I got fired from Palfish, I was a mess. I didn't know what to do. And my attitude and my behavior was not the most pleasant to be around. But I can sit up here and say that. Because I learned. And that's all we can do in this life. Sometimes we got to learn the hard way, over and over again. Are you one of those out there? So there's 3 more things. There's bonus. This is the bonus footage. So if you already got enough from this video, just exit out right now. Make sure you give a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. I'm just playing around, guys. You know, I'm having some fun up here. Now, emotional intelligence. You see all these things right here? Those are the things that you have to do, like action steps. But there's also something related to the hunger, and that comes from your soft skills. The ability to listen, the ability to fast, quickly understand what the student needs. So for example, before you go into your online lesson, you should already know where the student's from, what they need to know, what they're preparing for, and their motivation for improving English. And in many cases, because the Amazing Talker system is so great, you can find all that information on their student profile, on the messaging system. Sometimes students don't put all the information on there, so that's why you have to ask. And here's something I gotta tell you too. Look, out of 100 student matches, maybe 5 or 10 actually answer me. So if you've got 20 student matches in a row and no one answered you, don't feel bad about it. It happens to everybody. And there might be a day where you just have a couple student matches, but then in the other days, you might have like 10 matches in one at once, you know? So it all depends. There's a lot of factors. But emotional intelligence is the key indicator for your overall long-term success as an online teacher. It's not about the IQ. That's for the robots. That's for the AI. That's for Google. That is for Google. Focus on building your interpersonal relationship skills, and that will be the most important and valuable piece of investment, time, and energy that you can make this year. Next. Before I would go into classes, I would study other YouTubers, other online ESL teachers, IELTS teachers, IELTS examiners, so many channels, because I was soaking it in, learning more, because when I first started, I didn't know anything about IELTS. But now, I've been able to help some students reach beyond their expectations for the IELTS and get the permanent residence to go to Canada. So, being able to help people establish themselves in a new country, that's the greatest and their most rewarding job, and that's why I love teaching. It doesn't matter if it's at school or face-to-face. Seeing people improve gives me the most joy that I can ever ask for. It's better than everything. Improving someone's life is priceless. So everybody out there, the last thing I'm going to share with you is you got to be a people person. You have to love social interactions. You got to love engaging with your students. And you got to be the teacher. When that class ends, you're still thinking about that student. What could have I done better? And at the end of that lesson, you can even ask the student, what would you like to see in the next class? And see what's on their mind. Consulting questions. What is your motivation to learn English? What's the most difficult IELTS section for you? And then ask them about their study habits. Tell me about your study habits for the English language. Are you reading books or online articles? So you have to have some great questions that are going to be ready for the students. So to everyone out there, I think I touched on just about everything that I wanted to talk about. Just double checking. That's it. So there's 2 last announcements for everyone sticking around. Number 1 is you can join my online Telegram group. The link is in the description. It's a free group. Just come, ask me questions, anything. I'm there 7 days a week. Nothing to lose. Number 2 is, if you're still getting started as an online teacher and don't know where to start, you can use my sign-up link in the description to begin on Amazing Talker. And tonight, I have a demo lesson from someone on YouTube. This is amazing. This is what it's all about. The power of the internet, the World Wide Web. Uploading, multimedia is changing the face of this planet. And it can change your life for the better. Something I want to tell you real quickly too is, it doesn't matter if it's 1,000 people, 10 people, or 5 people watching your content. You're making a difference in their lives, and that's what's important. It doesn't take 1 million people to become successful. It doesn't take 1 million followers or 1 million subscribers to live your best lifestyle ever. But if you don't put yourself out there, you will miss the opportunities that are all over the place right now. So put away the news, put away the porn, get off of the distractions, and get on to the real deal, holy field. Get on to the real deal, everybody. And the real deal is taking your life into your own hands, taking control of your time. And for me, it's not easy to say this right now on video, but I got to do some soul searching, and I got to ask God for guidance. I got to change my lifestyle. I got to evolve. And I hope that you will evolve with me too on this YouTube channel. So that's pretty much it. One other announcement, I'm going to be launching my IELTS speaking exam book for teachers and students. It's going to be available on my Shopify account. I do have my domain now, camdenlong.com. I'm going to be launching my website, my Shopify store, to provide amazing materials for online teachers. And so much more to come. Thank you all so much for your time. And remember, I'm always here for you online. But you got to let me know who you are. You got to ask the question. And I want to know, I want everybody to know this. You're not bothering me. Okay? That's why I'm here. That's why I continue on social media, because I want to connect with people. I want to see people win. I'm doing it every day. I already have enough students to the point where I got to take 6 a day. I don't want to have so many. I want to be able to focus and give the highest quality of service for those 50 minutes to the student. But when I'm doing 12 or 15 a day, yeah, it's great money and it's a good feeling at the end of the day, but was the quality and delivery as good as it could have been if you only did half of those classes? And then that's where it always also takes you. When you start charging more money, you got to up your game. So lots of more great videos to come here on YouTube. Have a great day, everybody. If you're new, make sure you subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I said it's a beautiful life. Make it amazing.